Let's take a look at diastolic dysfunction. Now, there was a lot there with systolic dysfunction. We did a lot of integration. It's imperative that you know all of this. Spend a little bit of time with what I have told you. Review how to integrate everything, and you'll be in great shape. And they can't shake you, ever. All right? So with diastolic dysfunction, what's going on here? It's the fact the left ventricle is becoming thickened. Why? Well, maybe there was increased pressure. Why? Oh, maybe there was hypertension. Either primary or secondary. Usually it's primary, isn't it? Much more common, 95% of the time. And maybe aortic stenosis. And now at this point, the left ventricle is undergoing what's known as concentric hypertrophy, and so therefore cannot properly fill up the left ventricle. We have diastolic dysfunction. And could you have preservation of your ejection fraction? Sure you can. Diastolic dysfunction, well, we have more and more understanding, and hence why it's so important for you to make sure you distinguish between systolic and diastolic dysfunction. Now, a couple things here that become important once again to bring in a little bit of physio. Let's begin. So here, let me set this up for you. On these graphs that you're seeing, a couple of important curves that you're paying attention to. We are strictly dealing with diastole. Okay? Now, this first curve that you're seeing on top represents the aortic pressure and the left ventricular pressure. And you'll notice that we are now moving down. The only thing that this is showing is the relevance of diastolic interval or diastole with our cardiac cycle along with left ventricular volume. This is really important for you to understand because, well, any exam or any attending might then ask you what's going on with diastole. Why is this true? Well, first and foremost, once you begin isovolumetric relaxation, here you come down, and where it says your AVC at the bottom of that graph, that's your atrioventricular closure. Welcome to what heart sound? Second heart sound. Are you now clear about where we are? You have just closed your aortic valve. When are you going to begin? You tell me. Isovolumetric relaxation. So you have isovolumetric relaxation, and you're moving down this hill very, very quickly. And as you do so, what's going to happen when your left ventricular pressure is below your left atrial pressure? MVO is mitral valve opening. And as soon as that mitral valve opens, wow, that blood from the left atrium is going to gush into left ventricle. Cannot be any more dramatic. So now, what happens? You're going to find a rise in left ventricular pressure as you do there in red. Now, everything that you're seeing is in red. Everything that you're seeing in red represents diastole. The bottom picture represents left ventricular volume. So as the blood quickly comes into left ventricle, as soon as the mitral valve opens, guess what happens to left ventricular volume? Obviously increased, right? And in the meantime, the atria is just completely emptying. And as you move all the way to the right, and you're just about to start your systole, and just about to start your isovolumetric contraction, you'll have your A wave, which kicks in the last bit of blood, right? Your A wave. And then you have your mitral valve here, closure, at the beginning of your isovolumetric contraction. Please make sure that you're completely comfortable of integrating the different curves of your cardiac cycle. It's imperative that you do that, please. Otherwise, you might be asked questions, you might be put into situations with the graphs while you're spending time and perhaps even wasting it, where every second is so incredibly precious.